You are now live. So, I should really be in this. We're now live, aren't we? Perfect. Hi guys, how are we all doing? So this is going to be our first ever studio lighting workshop, and we got Hannah with us tonight, and we're also going to be editing using Evoto, which is why you can also see the Evoto software as well. So whatever shoot I do or shots I do tonight, you're going to be seeing live editing with Evoto too. We've got Chris also filming as well here with us, and we've also got Lucy who's going to be answering any questions you also give. So if you do have any questions, drop a comment in the chat and Lucy will shout them out to me, and then we can go through it. So we'll just wait for a couple of people to come in, and then we will get started with what we're going to show you tonight. So yeah, should we just do a couple of test shots just to check this is actually correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I reckon it might have moved a smidgen over.
Might move to smidgen over.
Tightened it, yeah.
Okay, let's have a look.
So let's just check that. Yeah, perfect. Okay. This one I'm giving you a shadow as well.
Which is a bit. Yeah.
So are people joining in, Lucy?
We have got.
Do you want to move the screen out and then you see the names? Yeah, there we go.
Porch Boy Phil saying hello, Alistair.
Hiya, who else?
And then hello, Hannah.
Hello.
And then William Delve
Yeah.
saying looking hot.
Yeah. Oh, this studio is baking tonight. There's been such a heat wave today. We're all sweating buckets in like here now. So yeah. So what I'm just currently doing, just whilst we're just waiting for a few other people to join us, I'm just going to get this lighting right. I'm just waiting for Evoto to show us. Yeah. I think I'm going to end up shooting you like this, just so that shadow doesn't get in my shot.
Someone else saying hello.
Yeah.
Oh, hi from Switzerland.
Oh wow, amazing.
Ronnie Keller from Switzerland.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Ronnie follows all our videos as well.
Oh, Laura Ann. Evening, guys.
Yeah. Oh,
Laura,
perfect.
Laura.
Yeah. Laura comes camera up. Hello, Laura. How are we? Cool. So, anyone's got any questions tonight when we start this? Start going through everything. Please write them in the chat. I keep looking there instead of here now. And then Lucy can shout them out, and then I'll answer them. So, should we next start?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So, tonight is our first ever live photo shoot. So Hannah's kindly come in and stepped in very last minute to come and do this for us. So thank you so much, Hannah, for coming in. And we've got a few looks for you. And what we're going to be doing is, in the comment section, we got asked after the Irving Penn shoot, would we do a Harcourt Paris studio like in interpretation too. So we kind of got 3 lights set up, and we're going to be doing this first. So we got our optic, so we got a snoot, an optic snoot, and a strip light. And as always, I'm going to break these down. As Evoto are sponsoring this video, we're going to be editing these images to live as well, so that you can actually see the final results using Evoto. I am also tethered as well, so you are going to see the results as soon as I shoot them as well. And also, if you've got any questions about the software, please ask away. Now, as Evoto are sponsoring this, if you write your login email address in the comment section of the video, Evoto will also give you 30 free credits. Okay, so it's well worth watching today, and it's only to those who are watching this stream tonight. So if you've ever used Evoto or you've got an Evoto account, drop your login email address in, and Evoto are going to send you 30 free credits. So you can try out this at home, watch this back, and then give it a go. So if you've never used it, you can also get 50. I think it's 15 or 20% off. I think it is. I don't know why I'm looking at you guys. Yeah. And if you use the link in the description, you can sign up, and you also get a deal there as well. But as you're watching tonight, once you've logged on or set up an account, put your email address in that comment section, and Evoto will send you 30 free credits. So we might as well get started then. Cool. Properly now. Right, so I've just mentioned we've got 3 lights. So what Harcourt Paris studio lighting is beauty lighting with very, very hard lights. We kind of looked at it. It's very, very shadowed. It's got a lot of light hitting the backdrop to give dramatic effect. And we're just going to do a few different examples of it today. So this is going to be the first one. I've got Hannah on a stall because it's mostly just going to be headshots. I may swap between the 24 for the 70 and the 70 to 200, but I'll explain why at the time. So the first look we're going to do, we got this gobo inside our optic snoot, which is just going to give the effect on the back wall here. And now I've put it in, I've got to now refocus it. But actually it shouldn't take too long. The reason we're shooting on white is because when I tried this on black, we couldn't get it coming through enough. So we thought if we do white, the shape effect will only illuminate what's in. The rest will go very, very dark grey or black. So when we turn all these black and white, we will get those effects we are after. And I'm going to break this light and set it down, and that'll be easier than me explaining it bit by bit. So Lucy, could I give you my camera? So I'm just going to turn these lights off, and then we're going to build this shot up. First of all, oh, it's weird doing this live. So yeah, right, that's all off. Okay. So if you ever look at hardcore Paris photography, they use snoots to create very, very small pockets of light on their subject. So we thought we would go for a snoot with a little grid on, and we're just going to put this pool of light onto Hannah's face. But as I've blown the modelling bulb, it's going to be a little bit of just trial and error just to get this in the perfect spot. So I'm going to be shooting at 200th of a second, a little bit differently to normal. I'm going to be at f4 at 100 ISO. We're just going to be in a few shots here just to see where that optic snoot is. Won't that want to fire? My camera doesn't want to fire. Where's that now?
Right.
Okay, this is really embarrassing. Why
Fired
isn't
a
that?
second ago.
What's that not wanting to fire now? Right, might have to deconnect and then switch it back on. That's a bit weird. That right, now it wants fire. Can we tether it back up? So if you are tethering with Evoto, you can very, very quickly just put the ring connector on just by clicking connect camera here. And what it should do is pick up the camera pretty quickly. Now that I've said it's going to take forever. I don't know why we're having tethering issues. Cool, yeah, we've got loads of people watching. Wow, thank you everybody. Okay, for some reason that's not liking the tether now. Well, that's really, really spooky, it's not liking it. Normally, when you tether using Evoto, it picks up the camera immediately. And that might have been why it wasn't firing a second ago. No, okay, so if it ever never tethers, make sure you turn your camera off first, and then what you can do is try and get it to find it, and then you turn it back on, and what should normally happen, it will pick it up near enough immediately. But now that I've said it, it's not going to now, is it? This is weird. It's never done that and we're all live. Sorry guys for this technical issue. There you go. Right, so it's picking it up. Redo.
Try it again.
Yeah. Try it again. Worst case scenario, I'll just swap over to the other camera. But it's just a bit weird that that suddenly now stopped working. Normally it does it first time. So yeah, whenever we do tether, we always tether using Evoto, and it does it first time. So it's not an Evoto issue, it's a camera issue. And I'm using a Z6. And they're still not. Okay, shall we try again now? It's definitely all connected. We haven't had a wire come loose or anything. No. Okay, that was a bit of a odd thing to happen. Okay, if I turn the camera off and then if we now turn it back on, and then we do. Okay, let's just try the other camera. So. Okay, if you want to try again now. Yeah, so me and Lucy just trying to fix it. I'm just swapping over the cameras. God, this is normally first time. Right, okay. Okay, try now. Sorry, let's just.
Mark Harper says, evening, Alistair.
Evening. You're right, Mark. Just having a little few difficulties just starting off. We're trying to promote Evoto with the tethering, and my camera's decided not to play ball.
And Mario Scott says, thanks for this.
Yeah.
And Steve Hodgson, looking forward to watching.
Yeah. Keep on watching. We'll have it sorted in just a second. We will. Okay. Okay, that's just really weird. It's not liking that. Okay. That's really weird. It's definitely not the cable then, because everything's connected. This is all connected. So what, this doesn't normally happen, does it?
No.
So this the first time we go live. This is what. Would you mind trying again for me? So what I'm doing, just to try and see if it's working, is just trying to break down why it may not be connecting. So I'm checking first Evoto, and it's not that because it's all really wet. So what we're doing is just changing the connections with the cables here, just to see if it's that. I've got a full battery in, so if you ever do tethering, you always want like a full battery and things like that. Lucy's still saying it's not working, so let's try again. Ah, there we go. Right then. Magic. Magic with this. Okay, so what we'll actually, we're just going to test this snoot and just see how that's going to come out. So the images will always appear on Evoto now. Perfect. Right, so we've got a real nice pool of light there. So it's a little bit hard, but that's what the style is. It's a lot of hard lighting. Now the only thing I don't like is this shadow just appearing behind Hannah there, and we can see that we are getting a fall of light. So what we might have to do is move Hannah further forward, and we're going to move this further back as well to try and remove that fall of light.
Enough?
Little bit more, if that's right, please.
Yeah.
Perfect. Right, because basically the reason for moving the light back and everything else. So Hannah and the light are probably the same distance now, but when this light travels and hits the backdrop, it's a lot further back. So hopefully it'll either go past us, or it's not going to be as strong and you won't actually see it. And to get rid of this shadow, we may have to move this a bit more overhead towards Hannah than where it is, but we're just going to build this shot up for you. So I'm just going to take another test shot. You see what we're getting there. You see how that actually comes out. Okay, so I think we need to move the positioning of it now. So as we've got this on a boom arm, what I'm going to do, so if this is going to hit Hannah directly, we're going to have it higher and pointing down. So what this means is the shadow that Hannah's going to create with this is going to be down here. So when we're shooting Hannah up here, we're not going to get this shadow in now. So we just say that is hitting your face.
No, I think it's a bit low.
Okay, so it needs to go a little bit
That's
higher.
better.
About there?
Okay.
Perfect. Right. Also, as we're doing this live, it is good for you all to be seeing a photo shoot being built up, seeing all the problems, because you only ever see the best things on YouTube, everything working, the lighting setup's perfectly already done. And you never actually see common problems that actually happen, and you've already had two. There's shadows, spills of light, tethering not actually working. So you've already seen quite a few, but we're going to try again now, and hopefully that will now remove the shadow. So if you ever see me looking this way, I'm just looking at that tethering screen. That's way better. That is. Could I get you a bit more head on towards me, if that's all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll just try that. Another thing to always do is never tread on the tethering cable either. There we go. Right, let's just see that. Perfect. Right, so that's our starting point. So when you do look at these shots, you do get a lot of very, very harsh shadows, but we're going to be keeping those in. I know normally we would put a reflector underneath to try and soften that shadow underneath the chin, but we're going to try and keep this butterfly lighting just for now. Now, what we need to be doing is just lifting Hannah off the backdrop a little bit. So we've got our strip light with a grid here, so I'm just going to turn that on. So if I turn around, I'm going to pop this in place, and we're going to pop this behind Hannah there. Now, really importantly, you often get spills of light because these flaps are left open, and they want to be close. If you've got anything turning towards our model, you want to make sure that these are all covered, or else the spill of light will then hit the backdrop too. And it's been quite a common mistake I've seen in studio lighting, especially when you are starting out. So let's try another shot, and what we should get is a lovely hair light, edge light just going down the side of Hannah here. I'm just going to check that again. There we go. We're just going to see how that comes out. Should have a few popping in. Okay, that's really, really bright, so I'm just going to turn it down probably by about a stop and a half here to what it was on. And the reason it's so bright is because normally I'm shooting at f8, so I haven't turned down my lights to compensate for it being at f3.5 at the moment. So we're just going to lower that down. We'll just try that again. And we just waiting. Would you say that's about right? I'd say another half a stop down just on that example. Okay. Okay. So we've just got another half a stop, and we'll just do another shot. Lucy, have you got any questions so far?
Not yet.
No? So if anyone's got any questions so far, feel free to ask away. We're just waiting for that to now come in. Yeah, I'm liking that. So all we've got to do now is add in our optic snoop. So if you ever look up Hardcore Paris Studio, you'll see that they use a lot of shaped light as well, which is why we're going to use this, because we want to try and create some triangles on the backdrop. So I've got this shaped gobo in our optic snoop. Now then, you always do need a modelling bulb for this, because you're going to want to see this hitting the back so you know where you're going to get it. But what I'm just going to do, just for a few shots, I'm just going to turn the main lights off, so then you can see where the gobo is on our backdrop. So you probably can't really see me now, but can you see where our gobo is? Now again, we don't want this too sharp, so I'm just going to soften it a little bit. I'm just going to make it a bit more out of it. I think I'm making it, yeah, there we go. And what I can now do, now that we're shooting like this, which is why modelling bulbs are so important, when I take any shots of Hannah, I can make sure that that is in our photo. So I'm just going to lower it, because I just think it's a little bit high for now. I think around about there. There we go. And we'll just take another photo too. We'll just see how that is going to come out. There we go. There we go, let's have a look. Wow, look at that, brilliant. So that's the effect we are after. Yeah, that looks really good. So I may just move this around a bit, just so it's a bit more straight on. But what you don't want to be doing, the other reason we moved Hannah forward just then is you don't want this like catching Hannah's shoulders or anything like that, and then creating a further shadow on the backdrop. So I've just moved it bit further around, and we're just going to grab a couple more shots here. There we go, like so. We just get a few coming in. And a lot of the examples that I saw of this style of photography were also landscape shots, so we just try a few like so. Very, very close up portraits. Normally you only just see their shoulders and maybe the bottom of the dress. It's why Hannah's picked this outfit we got now. So those are a few examples coming in. Now, just looking at those coming in, I'm just going to turn down our main snoop by about half a stop, and just see if that will make a little bit of difference as well. And as I'm stood underneath this, I'm not blocking it. I'm just stood underneath it. So this snoot is, oh, that's gone a little bit too much. So we need to boost it up. I've just gone up by a quarter of a stop, just to see if we can get more accurate. Yeah, I reckon that looks really good. Good there. So now that we got that shot, Hannah, do you want to take a little break a second? Yeah.
Let's change.
No. Hannah's very keen tonight to do all these different sets. But what we're going to do now is the camera's just untethered it itself, so I'm going to sort that out in just a second. But we'll do a little bit of editing in Evoto. But if anyone's got any questions, let's have. Has anyone got any questions so far?
That's not a good question. What about camera setting?
Okay.
Camera setting shown in Tether software seems to remain at f3.5.
Yeah.
Not sure whether you turned it down.
I did earlier. So normally when I don't know, I'm going to turn these main lights on, and then I'll answer the question. Okay. So normally, when we do studio lighting, I will shoot at 200th of a second, f800 ISO. But because the optic snoot needs to be illuminated on our backdrop and the power of our lights, that's been the main light I am exposing for, and I'm letting the other two then compensate for that. So I'm having to have a wider aperture to get the pure white or the very light grey on those shots you are seeing, and then I'm turning these lights down to also build that shot, because if I shoot at f8, that the optic snoot will hardly be seen. I've got it on full power at the moment, and these will just expose for Hannah, and we won't get that shape behind. So I hope that has answered that question to you. But yeah, normally f8 20th of a second, 100 ISO. So any other questions?
William Dell just says the landscape images are really good.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, so if you look up the style of this photography, you will see a lot of bare shoulders, landscape shots. But what we might try and do is get a little bit closer in the next set, and try and get just a few different lighting effects there as well. Any other questions? No. Okay. So shall I do a little bit of a Evoto? So I'm going to show you how to do a Evoto. So this is going to be ink. So this is the first time we've ever done this. So hopefully now, if I put this here, everyone can see me and the screen. We're going to start editing these. So, right, let's go back. Oh, oddly, because I was tethered, it's already applied some of the settings already. So Hannah's already got our skin retouching preset already on. Yeah. Okay. Alright. So all our skin retouching preset does is just soften out a few blemishes, but you look amazing anyway. You know that. So, of course, we're going with this style of photography. So, first of all, we are going to edit in black and white. So, it's just going to apply it there. Yeah, perfect. What we are going to do, I just want to give this a little bit of contrast as well. So, just darken these blacks. I may just drop the shadows a bit and the blacks, just to give that effect as well. I reckon that was a little bit too much, but this is why it's really good to do these live edits, so then you can actually see the tweaks I actually make as well. I may just try and see if we can get the whites popping a bit more there, but I'm just worried it might lift up Hannah as well. That seems to be going well. Really liking that. So this little bit of light here is just off the optic snoot. This has got a little bit too bright, so just try and balance that a little bit. So you might just turn down the brightness a little bit. I reckon about there, but I don't want to soften the lights too much, being because this style of photography is really hard lighting. But that's looking really good there. I may just crop in a little bit as well. What I think might also work is making the optic snoot light a little bit bigger, so we're going to have to bring it further back. So we may just do some improvements there. But what is really, really cool about Evoto is you're actually seeing a preset already applied of how these images will actually look. And these presets I use quite a bit in the studio. So it's really, really good that when you are tethered, you can put these presets on straight away. And then actually see a 90% edited image. But I'm quite liking this. We may have a quick look at some of these portrait ones. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to copy these all over. And I really, really quite like that. So let's just let it apply them all. There we go. And what I may just do is crop in a little bit tighter there. Yeah, I'm really liking that. What's everyone's thoughts on these photos so far? But I think we need to make the optic snoot projection a little bit bigger. I think, just so then we can get a bit more of the shoulders with it, so it kind of ends there. So we might try and get another one down to here. So I may just move this around. Yeah, people are saying it looks good. Did type in hardcore Paris and got a different type of images. Oh, that is brilliant. I can just imagine what it's got. Yeah, so type in hardcore. So HARCOURT. I thought I'd better just correctly spell that. Yeah, yeah, Will, you are totally correct. This is very, very French film noir. It's kind of a little bit Hollywoody too, but I'd go more noir there as well. What makes this really unique is it's all about pockets of light. So what we could actually do is move the snoot further forward and get a tighter ball of light on Hannah's face and try and get her shoulders, her lower shoulders here a little bit dark. And what we'll do, we'll move the optic snoot a little bit further back. Yeah, Laura says, I like the effects that are being produced. Would Hannah's hand be too bright? If we're looking at this one, yes, they do often have hands in. So what I will say is, if I do move that optic snoot in closer, just to be a pool of light on Hannah's face there, the rest of her body will be in shadow, and it might just have to be working very delicately, putting hands in, because what you don't want is half a hand bright and then half a hand in shadow. But Hannah's got amazing shoulders, so we'll actually try and get some shapes without hands being involved there. So I'm going to move some lights around. I'm going to pass this back to Chris, but if anyone's got any other questions, please ask away. I'm going to retether this camera, and hopefully we won't have the same difficulties as we just had. Yeah, see, look, it's done it first time now, and the start of the video we were really struggling with it.
It's just to stress you out.
It was just to stress me out, yeah. So, right, so first of all, let's change one thing at a time, because if we start moving all the lights around, we don't know what effects are doing what. So also with the tethering, what I wouldn't mind doing, is there a way to no effects? Right, I'm just going to change and turn the preset off, because what would be really good is in the next set of images is for you to see me build up the edit with Evoto 2 instead of me just putting on presets that I've already made. But having those presets made has speeded up my workflow really quickly. So Laura and everybody watching, I know you watched the last live. If you type in your email address that is linked to Evoto, Evoto will send you those 30 free credits as mentioned in the start of the video. So what I think we should do first is move this closer.
So you don't want my hands down for these ones, yeah?
Yeah, we'll just keep hands down. Okay, do you reckon that's on your face?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So the problem is, I just blew a modelling bulb just literally before starting this live stream. So that's why we're having to eyeball it, looking at what comes through. Okay, so I think we could go even tighter there. So this might be really close to you by the time. Okay, so reckon about there.
Maybe a little. Oh no, you just moved it. It's going like here now.
Okay, so we just do that.
Up a little bit. I think.
Up a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's better.
Okay. Right, perfect there. So what might happen is, as the light is now much closer to Hannah, we may have to lower this light down in terms of power. So let's just have a quick little look. And I've kept all of the other lights on. Yeah, okay, so let's just turn it down. I think it only needs to go down by about half a stop. We just do it again. So can you see those shoulders are starting to get a lot more underexposed. So we're just waiting for the next one to come in. This is another embarrassing thing. Okay, let's just try. Unless it did just come in and I didn't notice. So we'll just try again, see if another one comes in. Yep, there we go. So, okay. I would say that's a much better pool of light, but what I want to do is stretch out that fan of light on the backdrop. So what we're going to do, without trying to get Hannah in it, or the projection then starting to appear on Hannah, we're going to... So, can you see here now, Chris wants to come round. Lucy, would you mind turning off the lights? The main lights, if that's okay, please. Okay, so this is what I'm worried about, is if we start making this big and pulling this back, can you see Hannah's shoulder starts to just clip in the edge of the optic snoot? So what we just want to be doing is just making sure this is going straight past Hannah and then moving back to where we are and just making sure, yeah, we're not seeing any of that. I think this is already on full whack, but what we might just turn it... Oh no, I can go higher up. Okay, so let's go... Let's stop up, just because we have moved that optic snoot further back. I was Lucy, sorry, would you mind turning on the lights again, just so then they can help me focus the camera, if that's okay. I mean, if everyone's got any questions, I'll happily answer them as well. Okay, I'm just going to look at the example coming in. Yeah, look at that. I think, now that we know we can push the optic snoot up higher, I think we should put it up another half a stop, like get real white coming through. I reckon let's try half a stop, and then what I'll do, I'll let everyone then pick if they prefer the brighter one or the darker one. What's everyone's thoughts, lighter or darker? On the back, on the optic snoot.
We have got a question.
Yep.
Is the whiteboard being used to bounce the light?
No. At the start of the video, I mentioned that when we did this with black, we because of the power of my Electron 500s, we couldn't get the white to appear enough on the black backdrop. So what I decided to do is have a white backdrop, and because the optic snoot gobo has got the gaps, it will underexpose or make near enough black where the light isn't coming through. So we are getting the same effect. The other reason for using white is a lot of the style was more very dark greys than pure blacks. So I kind of thought we had more control having black and white grey using the white backdrop than having a black backdrop and then trying to make it lighter. Oh, I'm looking at the... Right, this is why this is the first time we're ever doing live. So I hope that has made sense. But if you want me to explain it again, I happily can. And yeah, what's everyone's views on light or darker with the optic snoot?
No verdict yet.
Okay. Well, I think we need to go back down to that half stop. And sorry, I didn't realise Chris was actually behind me. So hopefully that will make sense. But what I will do, very, very quickly, is if I roll the black down, I can then show you the difference of why I picked white. So where is the black? And of course it's the other roll behind it. Do you know what? When we change the backdrop, I'll quickly show you an example of it.
So it's a darker.
Darker, yeah, I totally agree. So I've turned it down by half a stop already. But do you know what? Let's go another half a stop and then see if it becomes a little bit more effective there. Just waiting for that to come through. Yeah, I really liking that. Yeah, really liking that. But what I think we should actually do, I'm going to edit these now.
Okay.
So I'm going to edit these now. This is going so well on our first live. Right, Chris, I'm going to put a bell on you so that I can hear where like you are around the studio. Okay, so I'm going to edit this one up. I'm going to show you how we'd edit this shot. I'm going to let Hannah have a break. She's got some white Twixes with her, so if you want to have a little break, and then what we will do after that. Sorry. Yeah. We're going to change the optics Snoot Go Bang, try some different effects there as well. So I have this back for going on there.
Laura
Right.
says she likes it lighter.
Okay, Laura likes it lighter. Okay.
And Mark said
Okay.
the part V flat is in shots, but I don't think it's doing anything.
Sorry.
UV flat.
B flat. Yeah, that's not doing anything. So there's no directional light hitting that V flat to affect this photo. Right. So if you want to. Okay, so this is your chair. This is my one now. So then, guys, so Hannah's going to hate me because I always use her for these example of Evoto videos, and then normally she goes, "Oh my God, I cannot believe you actually said that." And yeah, but no, Hannah's amazing. So so what?
Never usually this nice.
Yeah, I am normally. Right then, so we're going to do this from absolute scratch, okay? I think we should pick, there's a really nice one. Let's have a look. So I'm just having a flick through. Okay. I quite like the last one. Yeah, I quite like this one. Okay, so already we just want to turn it black and white because that's the style for tonight. And I'm going to boost up the contrast just to make those darker and lighter tones pop a little bit. And I don't mind losing any of, I don't mind this getting darker because that's also the style because we pushed that snoot a lot further forward. I'm just going to try bringing up the highlights just to see what that actually does. But I don't want to wash Hannah out with this because that hard light is really strong. So I don't want then Hannah to be washed out with light, but we do want to boost it up a little bit. Shadows, I don't mind bringing down quite a bit. And I am looking at here as much as up there. Blacks, I may just try the same. But I reckon about there looks about right. I don't think I need to do many other adjustments here, but there is black and white sliders. So let's just try, yeah. So the oranges and yellows is just softening the skin a bit there. Then we've got any other questions? What type of hardcore Paris different types of what? Did type in hardcore Paris different type. Oh, I think I've already read that. Hang on a second. Okay, right. Yeah, if anyone's got any other questions about editing, please ask away. So I know I've already got preset, so I would recommend. Whatever preset I make tonight, I'm going to give you all the code, and then you guys can get a free preset for skin retouching, and you can watch all of our other videos and tutorials using the various sliders and tools. So I'm not going to go through them too in depth, but obviously we want to get rid of a few blemishes here, so just going to apply the freckles. Acting one. This is so embarrassing when like the model the models here. This is so let's turn that on. Right, perfect. Okay, so we just want to make sure that this is off. I've done all these tweaks and then suddenly I can't see the effects of the skin retouching. So always make sure it is off. I just want to go down to the skin ones because this is the biggest problem I actually have editing is retouching skin. Even though Hannah's got amazing skin, and I'm not saying that because she's in the room. You truly do. So we will do that. I'm just gonna bring that up a little bit as well. Texture and separation. Right, and body skin as well. We just need to fix just there as well. So we're just going to apply those. those there. So it's got rid of most of them. Let's just try a few more. Let's just try body blemishes as well. Yeah, perfect. Right. So body blemishes is just removed. Little few others. Now, what I can do, I could have cloned, healed, or just used generative fill to remove those tiny marks. But that's the benefit of this software, is you can get rid of them with a few sliders. I'm not too worried about the skin textures. We're just going to use the sliders for this. But if you are new to Evoto, I definitely recommend trying out the skin texturing, just seeing what different effects you get. But as we're shooting in black and white, you can't really see too much apart from brightness here with the Druid and satin. Matte seems to keep it roughly on what we already had it. So I'm quite pleased with that. Again, I don't need to do too much with the skin tone, but what is interesting adjusting these now is actually getting darker shoulders. But if we put this back onto colour, Hannah's going to look very, very different. Let's put it back on standard just for a laugh. Yeah, really orange now. This is a nightmare for you, isn't it? But yeah, so I'm editing this purposely in black and white. So that's why I've got no intention of this being shown in the colour. I am going to bring this up a little bit as well. I'm just going to crop it in. Nice and tight. I think it's actually worked having the optic snoot really out of focus here. So very, very soft lighter behind, because I think when you sharpen it, it gets too distracting as well. So that was the reason for softening that. But I'm really pleased with this edit. So I am going to 5-star the ones I like already. And what's really cool with Evoto is you can very quickly go down to here and find the ones you've either edited or rated, and then if you just want to look at those, you easily can. So just in that style of photography, we got some really great images here. And Hannah's just sat on a stool, and they're waving fans because it's so hot in this studio, because we're such a heat wave. So when we get the cameras back facing them, you will see fans around. But yeah, this is really great images so far. But I wouldn't mind just trying a few different gobos, just see what different effects we can also get. But I will keep the optic snoot, the normal snoot where it is with the grid on Hannah's face, and I am preferring this to this look. I quite like it's like a more of a spotlight. Shoulders are out of focus, and so what I think we should do, so we've got loads of different ones here. I think we should go a little bit more extreme. So we've got loads of different ones, like maybe something light like that, freckled light. I don't want to do it anything like this because everyone uses that. And if we really wanted that gradient glow, we could just put a light bead behind Hannah with a reflect hood and get a similar result, but soft. And I don't really want a hard light bulb behind Hannah with this. So I think we should have, I think I just had it, this one. Okay, so we're just going to put this in the gobo and do that, and I'm going to pass you straight back to Chris. And hopefully, if you ask any questions with Lucy, I'm not going to have my back to you when you answer them. So we're going to swap this over. If you ever use a gobo, also remember this is going to be really hot now. So either have some heat-proof gloves, or just be very, very careful removing them.
Just
Yeah.
like that, not like that.
Yeah. Got to be health and safety first. Do as I say, not as I do. Okay. Now I'm just going to turn off the lights again, just so I can get this to the desired effect I would like. And if Lucy's got any questions, ask away. Yeah, this is. Okay. So we just want it really soft, out of focus there. So you would have thought we'd get an out of focus look also shooting at f4, but 3.5, but also having our gobo out of focus, so it really gives that a wonderful soft look. So I'm just going to turn these lights back on, and we'll take a couple of shots and see how we get on. And what it might be worth doing, very quickly, sorry, can I just borrow the mouse? We will pop that preset that we just made on this last image onto those photos. Recommended. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to save it first as a preset. So save preset. We'll call this Hardcore 1. I'll put it in Creative Ones just so I know where to find it. And then what I would do is we go back to the tethering. We can go into there and just put in Hardcore 1. So now every photo we now take, it will have that effect on. Okay, and I better go out of the ratings as it won't appear. Right then, so let's see how this softer gobo star effect looks now. Just on these. Let's have a quick little look, see how those come out. So these may take us a second. Oh, it didn't turn it black and white. Lucy, if you're happy to, could you go on profile and just turn it black and... There we go. Wow, I'm really liking that. Okay, so we'll try a few, just a bit. Let me try and do a few landscape versions now. You see what else we can achieve. Also, when I looked at the example of these images, sometimes the photographers were a lot higher up. So what I may just do is just get our small stool, so I can be a little bit higher than Hannah for these as well. Lucy, have we got any questions so far?
Yes, there is one.
Okay.
I'm using Evoto and really enjoy editing with it, but I have to admit I edit in Lightroom first, then use Evoto as a plugin.
Yes.
So I know your free credits will not work. Will your skin retouch presets work?
Not the Evoto preset won't work in Lightroom because they haven't got the same tools. But if you are editing in Lightroom, you can put the catalog into Evoto. And then you can then apply the skin retouching, which is what I do, and then I export it from Evoto after. So if you are more confident using Lightroom, even though Evoto have got similar tools with the exposure, contour, shadows, highlights and tools like that, I can do all of that actually first, apply it to all of the images, and then any I select further from Lightroom, I can just drop into Evoto to do any skin retouching from that, and you should still be able to use the credits, but I can find out more for you if that is a problem. Any other questions?
Laura asks, would you leave the reflections on the sequins on Hannah's top?
Yeah. Kind of gives a little bit of extra sparkle, but because of how close the snoot is, you're not really seeing them as much. But I was meant to do these higher. Yeah. And
we've got Patrick saying hello from Ohio.
Hi Patrick, hope you're well. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask away. We're just going to keep adding these in. Yeah, liking that. Okay, I may lower this gobo a bit just so then we get more of those stars beyond Hannah's shoulders. So I can see it already, so just going to lower it a bit. Are you okay, Hannah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I know, it's nice and easy here tonight.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, we have another question.
Yep.
But this could be a photographer-only word that I don't know how to pronounce.
Okay. Let's have a look. Which question am I looking at?
Would you add a slight something?
Vignette.
To bring the focus more central.
You can do, yes. Yes. If you did want to have more, if you did want to have more of a light focus, more of a focus on like Hannah, yes, you can put a vignette around, but just be careful how much you feather it, because you don't want it too hard. You want it nice, soft, coming in to then lift off Hannah. I'm just going to fix the gobo because it's now a little bit too low. What I may just do is just turn these lights off a second, and then, oh yeah, I did drop it a bit too much there. Sorry, that one's fine. If I just wobbled it, I have.
No, I think it looks about right,
Alright,
to be fair.
so it's this one to go a little bit higher. So this which is a little bit low, so I'm just going to make it a little bit higher. Go in there. So we're going to go round about there now. So if Chris can actually see I've just lifted it back up a little bit, just so then when I am higher on this stool looking down, I am getting this effect on Hannah's shoulders as much as on the top. So let's show you. There we go. So I just had to lift it up because we were not getting this at the top. So I've just brought that optic snoot higher up, so then we get more of this effect past Hannah's shoulders, and I'm just going to move it slightly round to the right as well because it was just being, so now it looks a lot more balanced on either side, and I can do a nice landscape shot like that. So if I pass you back to Chris, I'm going to take a couple of photos and then we can see that live on Evoto. Just here. Yeah. Yeah. To be honest, I was more talking to myself then, kind of going, yeah, looking up.
Trying to answer and then you snap me.
Yeah, there we go. So let's just try that now. Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see what happens with your hand now with this light set up. So let's have a look at Hannah's hand, because you can barely see it, look. Barely see it, and the optic snoot's moved.
Yeah, it needs to come down.
Okay. Down.
Yeah. That's better, yeah.
Yeah? Correct. Right, just jumped up a little bit. It's this that's not tight enough. Right, that is tight. Tight now.
Might be a bit low now.
Okay, let's have a look. There we go. We're just going to bring in a few more. I quite like it where it sort of missed you. Kind of like just a vignette of light. Yeah. I thought it looked good, like a bit of a triangle light. Yeah. So I'm going to grab a couple more. Any other questions?
Not at the moment,
No. No. We've either answered them all perfectly, or everyone's just like, oh my
we do
god,
have a question.
I think we have learnt this now.
With regards to Laura's question about the sequins, could you use this on with that?
Actually, yeah, have you got any necklaces? No, okay, alright. Yeah, so normally we had quite bare shoulders and neckline for this style, so yeah, that's why we didn't bring any. But what I'll do, shall we show you this to as a different...
Lost sound.
Sorry?
We've lost sound.
You've lost sound?
2 people have just said we've lost sound.
Oh.
Someone tried to ring you.
Someone tried to ring me?
Mm.
It's probably my mum. Whilst we are doing this. Can you hear us now?
Didn't hear a flipping word of that. Oh, it's back.
It's back. Okay. Okay. What I think happened is someone has tried ringing me on my phone, because we're using our phone for filming this, because it gave a really good wireless transmission to OBS for streaming this. But has anyone got any questions before I start adding beauty dishes and things in?
Laura's asking, is this style always with a gobo? Is it as effective without?
Yeah, you can do it without, but when you do look at this style, there's a lot more shaped light on the backdrop, which is why a gobo was actually used. But what you could actually do is have a reflector hood, giving a soft gradient ball of light in, so it kind of gets more Hollywoody than this style. But yeah, so that's why we were using gobo for this.
They didn't hear the answer to the other previous question.
Okay, what was the previous question?
What about the sequence?
Yeah.
Sequins. Okay, so what I could do, if I put the snoot on the sequins and then put a beauty dish or something above Hannah, we can then try and get both. Or why don't we swap this for our reflector bowler light, and then I'll give a bigger pool of light, which I know kind of removes the star, but it will get the sequins go. That would be much easier to actually do. So why don't we do that? So if everyone's now seen how to do this lighting, so we'll start tweaking this a bit differently. I'm going to take that off, and I'll go and grab a reflector hood here. Okay, this might need to go a bit further back.
Yeah, that is
This one.
right in my face.
Yeah. Yeah, doing a photo shoot in Bosch. There's a light just right there in the face. There we go. So the only thing I'm worried about this is this might give a bigger fall of light as well hitting the backdrop. But we'll do a test shot just to see what happens there. And I may have to turn this light up or down, but we'll look at Evoto with those settings just to see what happens. Oh yeah, way down. Way down. Okay, so what I think we're going to have to do is turn up our aperture, and I think this Oxy Snoop can go up one stop more. We've got one stop. This is on much lower power, and we'll just see if this can fix the issue we got there. Yeah. No. Okay. Right. So we can see the sequins now shining a little bit on there too. I think we need to. Yeah, I think that is actually a really nice look. So you can probably do a lot more with your hands now
Okay.
as well. And I'll just try and keep the top of your dress in. There we go. Those soft looks. Yeah, softer. I know what I meant. You know, you're brilliant at doing hand poses, and they're really, really elegant. So these are perfect for now. Yeah, so those are really good. I'm going to try some just as a headshot to keep with this style as well.
You're
Right?
literally just doing.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, would you mind giving your hair a bit of a
You?
flick there, just so.
About.
Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Yeah, so I'm just getting the top of the dress in, but not much else. Let's have a look at those. So can you see with this reflector hood, it's now actually falling a lot more on our backdrop, so our backdrop isn't as dark as it actually was. So what we would have to actually do is either move Hannah further back away from our backdrop so that the fall of this light doesn't hit our backdrop as much. But what I think we should also do, should we show this as a traditional beauty look as well before doing our next set? Is there any other questions? So, no? Good. That's right. Right then. So, I think we should add another kick light. So if I take this off now, we're going to keep that on. This will be really hot now. This will. So I'm going to pop that on here and move this down out the way. Okay, and then what we'll do some more tweaking, but before I do that as well, what we will also do is I'm going to edit some more on Evoto, see if there's any other tweaks we can do. So what I'm going to do, having these strip lights on, I'm going to have them at the same power as the other one, so I think that's balanced. I'm going to check that with this one. Okay, and what we will do, we will go back to F8 for these as well. But I'm going to quickly do some more editing on Evoto, and then we'll then do another set of photos.
We do have another question.
Okay, what's the other question?
Does all the tethered shots use your credits in Evoto?
No. No. So you only use up credits on what you export. So if we wanted to export this image, that is one credit. But just having the images in Evoto, in Evoto. You can edit away. You can tether, bring in as many photos as you like, and you only pay for what you export. Okay, so you can then pick out the best images and go from there. So just looking at a few of these. So this is the one where the snoot just was missed off Hannah, but I quite like it because it's really given an even smaller pocket of light there. But what I may do is add a mask just to darken this side down, so then it balances with the other side. But that was an effect I really liked. This is a really great effect, and the hand is just lit up enough there as well. But I am just going to lower the brightness a little bit now. And Will was asking about vignettes, so let's go down to lenses, manual. Okay, lens vignette. Okay, yeah, so can you see it's now darkening down? And if you have more of a middle point in. Okay, so I've made the middle spot smaller, so it's also around here, and then we have now got a vignette coming in from each side, and you mostly just see this pool of the image illuminated, and the rest is with the vignette. So I hope, Will, that has also answered your question there. Have we got any other question? Does all of the test shots? Okay. So, yeah, I quite like this one as well. Yeah. So, also, when you are posing with hands, you always want to be seeing side views instead of flat views like that, because else your hands look massive. And as this is a beauty shot and a lot of elegance, seeing only side profiles works really well. Liking that edit. Thanks, Will. So we're just going to edit a few more, and we can see the dress sparkle a little bit here. I think these look a little bit too flat, personally. So let's see if we can fix that a little bit. Maybe darken down these shadows more. Yeah, maybe something like that. Now, because of the snoot, it has caused a shadow here, so I am preferring these ones. I think as well, I didn't have it quite over you. I think it was slightly off to the side, which is why there is now a slight shadow here. But I think these are really good to start point, especially here. Has anyone got any other questions, or shall we show you a similar lighting set, a similar beauty lighting setup, but without the optic snoot? I think I prefer this gobo style than the other one. Okay, yeah. So you're preferring this sort of scatty look over this one. See, I quite like this one. When you look at the style, it is quite dramatic.
Very 1920s Hollywood.
Sorry?
It's very 20s
Yeah,
Hollywood.
yeah, very 20s Hollywood here. Yeah, we may just darken down the blacks a little bit more there as well. And again, using Evoto, I can just put the images in, put the presets on of all the skin read touching, all the different adjustments I've made here. I know you can do this with other similar programs like Lightroom, but they don't have the AI editing tool, so you're actually getting a more polished image using Evoto over Lightroom and those other programs. So if I was to give this to Hannah to stick on Instagram or her portfolio, I can do it much quicker here than having to edit in Lightroom and then put it into Evoto. I can then do it in one go. I'm seeing the final results immediately, and if I was doing a client shoot for a fashion brand or anything, they can actually see a more polished version straight away. Michael, you only use the credits in Evoto when you export the image. Yep, James. So you can definitely do that, and to view it he edits there. Yeah. So basically, just to clarify, you can import as many photos as you like into Evoto. You can edit away as much as you like. The only thing you pay for or use up credits on is exporting the images. Now, I think we should try and do like more of our sort of beauty lighting take on it, and because we've kind of done the actual style, so let's put our own take on it. So I'm going to give Chris the camera back, but I do want to keep to this lighting style. But what I'm going to say is we'll probably put this a lot more higher up, pointing down, so it's a bit more of a spotlight look. And what I am going to make sure is it's actually right underneath you. Sorry, underneath me, but in line with you. I'll say it's about there. Yep, perfect. I'm going to have two.
Just twist it slightly.
Sorry?
Mine you just twist in.
Twist it slightly.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. All right. Okay, and I've also got a grid on this just to focus the light on the Hannah. But as we're not going to have the gobo on the back, I'm hoping some of this will fall on our backdrop and give a slight pool of light there, but just a soft pool of light. We're going to have these kick lights on. We just want to make sure they're on the same power. Does your one say 2?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, so they're also on the same power. So this is what's going to lift Hannah off our black backdrop as well. We are expecting quite hard lighting underneath Hannah's chin and shoulders. So it's going to be very butterfly looking. And we're just going to have a test shot. That's all right. The first shot and Hannah's blinked. No, you didn't.
I'm about to blink.
Okay, so
Just
can
a
you
little
see
bit.
a soft gradient ball of lights? We just need to get this a little bit pressed behind. I think it's a little bit underexposed, so I'm going to turn that up a bit. Okay, I reckon it's about there. Let me just grab another one here. And I also think the kick lights need to go up and be a lot more prominent as well. Yeah. Okay, so Lucy, you and me are going to put these on to 3 if that's okay. Cool, thank you. Right then. There we go. Okay, so we just have a quick look at them. Okay, for some reason there's no one. Okay, so I'm just going to turn down our main light, this reflector hood again, because I think it's just gone a little bit overexposed now. Yeah, that's better. Much better. Okay, so I'm going to literally just get head and shoulders now. They're kind of in this style. There we go, let's have a look at that. So we're just going to wait for a few images to come in. Lucy, have we got any other questions at all? See, I think we've now lost the shape of the light. The background is too soft. And I know it when we pop it in black and white, we actually see it a bit more, but I think we might need to move Hannah further back towards the backdrop now. We'll move the lights back as far as we can, move the light forward, and then hopefully get a smaller pool of light. Probably, yeah, about there, I reckon. And I'm going to move these lights back a bit as well, and hopefully then we'll get a smaller pool of light. And we'll just do that as well. Alright? Isn't it weird doing this but not like doing 50 takes, it's all just in one go? And as this is a live photo shoot, you've actually seen every problem happen. Tethering's not worked, we couldn't tell whether it was the wire, the software or the camera, but because we checked everything one thing at a time, we worked out it was actually the connection with the lead to the camera. We've had modelling bulbs blow, so we're having to make it sure by communicating to Hannah is that the light in the right place, doing test shots and then developing the shot further. We've also done a few shots using different modifiers as well to actually achieve the results we actually wanted. So we haven't pre-planned this too much. We've kind of gone, we like that, we don't like this, and we've been listening to suggestions. It also happens a lot on photo shoots, and because of Evoto with the AI editing and presets, we can see near enough a 99% final image straight away, which has just been really amazing. So I'm not spending hours photoshopping. We can all pick out which images we like. Do you know what? That's why it keeps wobbling. It's not the light, it's me kicking it. So that's another thing. I keep kicking lights as well. I think it needs to go higher and pointing down more. Yeah. So let's angle this down a little bit more. I have angled it down and I'm going to bring it a lot closer. So I'm going to get a proper butterfly shadow effect now. Doing this. There we go. Yeah, and sometimes now looking at the presets, yeah, we've missed you off completely there, haven't we? So I reckon about there. Yeah? Yeah? Okay. Now do that. Hopefully now we've got that light back on Hannah's face. Yep, and then we can do that. Okay, so I think we need to have just one kick light again, and if we want a small ball of light, I'm just going to put one of those reflectors behind you and just get a small ball behind, because that fall of light is not giving a small enough pocket. So if you want to come further forward again, we're going to move you back, and then
About where it was before.
yeah, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this off. We'll put a reflector hood on. Oh, there we go. We'll go from there to this. Lucy, have we got any questions?
There was, but Laura's already answered it for you.
Okay, what was the question?
It was a question about, so apart from the free credits, are there any discount codes? And then you said that there was going to be 15% off purchases of credits. But what is the code? And then Laura said that it's in your description.
Yeah.
So all the information for the
Yeah.
discounts is in the description.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'm worried about, as we are shooting on white, I'm going to try and keep that light as low as possible so that we don't get too much smoke, because we are shooting on white, so that white is suddenly going to go illuminate. This would now be better on black. So maybe it might be actually worth changing this to black, but we'll just have a quick little look. See how that comes out. We might just swap it over to black. And that kick light was not actually facing you, which is why it's not appeared. So now that we do that, pop it back up. Yeah, okay. So with that preset, it is showing that Hannah's not correct, which is the drawback of using presets when editing. Before editing, because what you would easily think is that the lighting's wrong, but it actually isn't. It's the tools here not actually being applied correctly, and we need to actually change them. So if I go back here, and any other questions? Yeah. So what we would do is go back to this. Okay, so that's better. Right, we drop shadows more. Okay, so what I was doing, it was adjusting the highlights and brightness, and now I'm dropping the shadows down. Yep, shadows and the blacks down, just to fix that, and that only took me literally 2 seconds to actually do. I think we should move on to our next look.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has anyone got any final questions on this lighting style tonight? Before we do change, actually, yeah. So do you want to have a break for 2 minutes, and then if nobody else has got any more questions, I'm going to do more of an editing session whilst you get changed, and then we'll set up the lights. Cool. There we go. Also, a quick mention. You're going to hate me both now. Right then. So this is Chris, who helps film our videos, and this is Lucy, who's also answering all your questions, and she's now suddenly gone a little bit red there. But there is a team behind us, and without this team and group of amazing people, none of this would be possible. So, yeah, massive thank you to you both for also coming tonight. But if we've got no other questions, we shall carry on.
Okay, so one changing, yeah?
Yep. Okay. Yep. Okay. You alright?
Yeah, I'll kill you later.
Huh? Sorry?
I'll kill you later.
Kill me later. Right then. Okay, so looking at these, I quite like this look a lot as well. Again, I wouldn't even adjust these now. I keep that as it is. If I really wanted to, I'd probably just lift that up to there. I'll probably get rid of a few of these stray hairs. There is a tool in Evoto to also use called the stray hair removal, but we'll see how well that actually does this. Yeah, it does it pretty well. You can still see it faintly, so let's put it on 100%. Yeah, so I know this tool is still being developed, so I would use it, put it onto 100%, and then just go into Photoshop a little bit just to tweak it further. But in terms of nearly a final image, that looks pretty good. I'm just going to lower some of these skin sliders now. I just think it's just been a little bit too much, so I'm just going to lower them a little bit. But yeah, really liking this look a lot. I'm just gonna copy that. Let's just try applying it to a few of these as well. So yeah, it only takes a second to apply all of these, and it's similar to Lightroom, where you can just copy and paste settings and apply them. Of course, I've done a few minor tweaks which I can now apply to other images, but again, I'm really pleased with this. But what I would recommend as well, if you are starting a photo shoot, don't have a preset already loaded on, because what will happen is you won't know what the lighting's like, because you will look at it with your tools applied, and then if the lighting's wrong, you're going to find it more difficult to edit when you realise it wasn't quite right. So always get the lighting right first, and then edit and apply presets thereon. So we're going to do a different look. I've now forgotten the photographer's name, so I'm going to grab. I need to grab my phone and find it. But her name was Elizabeth. When Hannah comes in, she can confirm, because my mind's gone a blank. It was like Elizabeth Messiner, and she does a lot of pale bridal pastel whites, very, very soft looking, so very, very opposite to what we are doing now, which is why we'll be using white again tonight. So we're going to start using a lot softer lights to create a very, very opposite look to tonight. So if anyone wants to look up Elizabeth Messiner. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so Elizabeth Messiner. So Elizabeth spelled how it's normally spelled, and then Messina. Okay, and she does these wonderful soft white pastel-y looking photos, and that's what we are going to be doing next. But if anyone's got any other questions about Evoto, please ask away. But if I five a couple of these that I really liked, that one I liked. I quite like this one. Do you know what, if we crop that in a bit, I quite like that. Actually, I'm going to just expand that a little bit, just so we've got the whole of Hannah's head in. But yeah, sorry, I just spotted it. So what I'm just doing is just fiving some of those photos I like.
Laurie said, just had a look, I like it.
Yeah. So yeah, so I'm going to 5 that, and I'm just going to do, which one was it we were looking at? Yeah, that one's really nice as well. Yeah, so what I end up doing with these is I often end up 5ing a lot of them, and then I can then look at them and then pick further which ones I would like to export or edit further, or which ones I want to use in my portfolio or put on social media. So I'm really pleased with that. I prefer this image over this one, but I think this was with Wheels of Vignette, but what I may do is just soften it a little bit. Where's that manual? Yeah, let's just we just want to make the vignette a little bit softer. What you might just do is bring up the highlights a little bit, just see if we get a bit more of Hannah's face showing. Yeah, perfect. Okay, that's too much brightness. There we go. There we go, perfect. Right, has anyone got any further questions or anything about Evoto or about the look we had just done? Or everyone's got any improvements of how to do these lives again? Please also let me know, because we do want to do more of these. And again, this was our first time doing this. But if not, we're going to start setting up for our next look. And I think Hannah's ready. Perfect. Oh, amazing. Do you know what is really cool? I've also got some fake flowers here as well. A lot of them have floral looks. Okay, so we're going to change the lighting setup now. So Hannah, do you know what? There we go. So Hannah's wearing a pastely white patterned dress, which is perfect for this style. And we're going to get Hannah on a lead white. So I'm going to tell you the thinking behind our next look, and we're going to go from there. Okay. So this is not going to work. It's too hard. It's going to the white's going to blast out, and it's not the look we're after. So what we want to be using now is massive soft lights to get a nice feathered wrap around. You may see this on like a few other YouTube videos we have actually done. So now that Hannah's in place, we're going to take this apart and we're going to swap some lighting modifiers over, and I'm going to build up this shot with you. So Hannah, you okay there for a minute?
Yeah.
Okay, so Lucy, could we have the big Octobox out of the other room, if that's all right? Cool, thank you. Okay. And we're going to pop this away. I'm quite tempted to keep this here for the moment, but I'm going to take this out. This out for the moment. And we'll pop this on there. No one can actually see Lucy struggling to get this through the door. So if anyone wants to see, here we go. There we go. So this is our biggest Octobox. You may have seen us use it a few times. Like, actually, Hannah, if you stand here, how big is it compared to you? Oh, nearly. You're
Just taller. I'm 5'9".
Yeah. So you're what, 2-3 inches taller? Yeah. So this is a big light. So what this is going to do is give a lot of wrap around Hannah. But once I've got it on, I'll sort out the corners where the diffusions come off. So I can take this off, just this around here. There we go. So it's going to pop on now. Okay, so we're going to be shooting back at our normal settings now of f8, 20th of a second, 100 ISO. I'm going to pop this up.
This isn't quite the diffuser on.
Sorry?
The diffuser's not quite.
Yeah, that's all right. We're just going to fix it,
Okay.
because I think when we was getting it through the door, it come off on the corner. corner there, perfect. Right then, I'm going to pop this around here, so I'm just going to tidy up these leads. Lucy, would you mind popping this light away if that's alright for me? That'd be amazing, thank you. There you go. You alright?
Bring it off the stand.
No, stand's fine there. So the problem, we have got a very low ceiling, so it is going to be slightly pointed down, but I'm just going to bring this around here. We're just going to try and get Hannah, we're going to get this a lot closer to Hannah than what we normally do with our lights. So we're just going to see that actually there. So Hannah's just at the back of this, so it's just going to give a lovely wrap around, and we're just going to have this light on just to give a nice light just be behind Hannah too. But what we're going to do, as always, we're going to test this one light at a time. What I'm going to also do on Evoto, I'm just going to take off the preset apply so we can actually see what the lighting's doing before applying any other presets. So we're just going to go back into our settings here, and we're just going to put it on no effect. And yeah, we'll just have a couple of photos. Where is the camera there? So I'm going to be shooting 3/4 to half length. We may need to move Hannah closer to the white backdrop because we don't want it pure white. We just want it a pastel, a very light pastel grey. Do you know what? That's come out pretty well already. Right, so it's a little bit too bright. So can you see a hot spot just on Hannah's face there? So we're just going to lower it. I've just lowered it by about half a stop. So if you missed what the camera settings were there, 200 per second, f800 ISO. Yeah, that I'm really like. I may just move it again further forward a little bit. So more of a 45 than a 60 degree now. There we go. So I'm just going to be shooting just alongside this now. Here. I'm just going to see how that comes out. Perfect. Right. So as is a really soft pastely look, I'm not quite liking this shadow down on our left hand side. So if this strip light doesn't get rid of it, we're going to have to put another big light on. Also, we said it was going to be a pastely white. I'd say this is still too grey, so I think we need to get you closer to the backdrop.
Okay.
And then we're going to move the light closer as well, so that the fall of light is going to, from our big Oxbox, is also going to illuminate the white. So as this is so big, I have to watch out that whenever I move it, I don't knock somebody out actually with it. So we're going to move it there, and I'm going to do another test shot, and then we'll see what that does with the shadow too. And there we go. Let's have a quick little look. I'm quite liking that, but we do need to fix this this shadow as well. I say it's also a little bit bright too, so I'm just going to knock it down about a quarter of a stop. I'm just going to turn that as well. My suspicion is this strip light is not going to do the job enough, but I don't know until I do it. So let's pop it on. I'll keep on the settings it was on for the previous look, but because this is now hitting Hannah directly, it's literally 90 degrees to Hannah. I think it's going to be a little bit too harsh and give a shadow, kind of a bit like a split lighting shadow. But I won't know it until I do it, so let's give it a go. Let's see how that comes out. Yeah, it's mostly just illuminating the dress more than Hannah. So we need a bigger light source on this side too. So luckily I've got another large square softbox, which you may have seen in a few other videos. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to swap that over, and we're going to try and get that feathered effect this way too. So let's just turn this off. Do you want to have a little break whilst I'm doing this, or are you happy there?
I'm fine.
Because you look like you're after a Twix light now, because I've failed to bring them. So in. That did. Alright then. So I'm going to move this light a little bit further back. We've got it. Oh, this has come off. There we go. I'm going to move it just there. So again, this light, I'm just going to put it up and angled down a little bit. Just so the full goes the full length of you. So it's kind of weird. It's kind of again a little bit split lighting looking, where both lights are near enough at 90 degrees to Hannah, but what we're after is this lovely soft feather look coming out. So I'm going to pop that there, and we're just going to take another photo to see if that has now fixed it. Let's have a look at that. I think that's it. I think that is it. It does look a little bit hard, a little bit. So what I think needs to happen is just mostly, so I'm looking at, if anyone's wondering, is I'm looking at this shadow side here, and I think it's filled it too much. It's actually a little bit too bright. I don't mind having a very soft shadow. So I think that large softbox now needs to be turned down by about half a stop. So let's turn it down by half a stop. And then I'm going to pop it back. But it is illuminating Hannah's hair really nicely there. There we go. There we go. We're just going to see how that comes out. There we go, perfect. Do you know what? Could I ask? Could we try the hair, but all your hair over your shoulders, if that's all right?
As in forward or back?
Back.
Yeah.
Back. Sorry. So we'll just try that. Let's try that now. Beautiful. Loving that. I think we have done a great job there. But I wouldn't mind trying to soften it a little bit more, and I'm going to bring in this dreaded reflector. I am. Okay, so I'm going to move this beauty dish. So basically, I just want to soften this shadow underneath Hannah's chin just a little bit more, just a little bit more. So I'm just going to see what we can do with this reflector coming in. And I don't want it too close to Hannah, but what I do want is the light to wrap around it, and then just bouncing a little bit more. Oop. Oh, I nearly tipped it over, so I'm just going to pop it there. I could do this with a third light, but I just want it just bouncing a little bit more in. It may be too much, I don't know, which is why we're going to set this up and see how we go. So I know this is going to be traditionally used as a headshot, but I just want to try and just get that a little bit softer. And I reckon that has worked really well there. I think if we were going to adjust this anymore, it's going to have to be in the editing. Okay, so applying some de-hazing effects. But with this style, there's a lot of flowers, so I think we should do a couple of shots with flowers and then have a bit of an editing session with this. So, in a studio, it's always handy to have fake flowers. Okay. So, what about something? So, I always carry loads of fake flowers around. Hannah,
Around.
for all your hard work,
Thank you so much.
here's some flowers for you. And yeah, use them as a prop. There we go. And just see what we can achieve there. Perfect. There we go. There we go. I don't know what having a singular one might look like. Yeah, should we try a singular one? Yeah. Yeah. God, I'll give you flowers and just chuck them away. There we go. And we just grab. Simple shots. There we go. There we go. Let's have a look at that. Now I'm quite liking it. Oh, that shot's really nice. Just coming up now. Is there another one after that, Lucy? I think that was the last one.
That's it, yeah.
So We'll grab a couple more because I'm quite liking this look, and I'll have a bit of an editing session doing these. Perfect. Yeah. So the great thing about Hannah is you're always smiling. Always smiling. We absolutely love it. So, right, should we have a little editing session? Do you want to have a little break for a second as well?
Okay.
Okay. So,
Get out my little box.
yeah, get out of your little box. Yeah, I better let Hannah escape quickly first.
I can go around.
Yeah, there we go. I'm going to block you in there now. So this is the problem with having a small studio, is equipment can just block everything off. So we are shooting this in quite a small studio too. But now that we're going to get back to editing, have we got any questions or anything there? Okay, so immediately, I don't mind desaturating this a little bit, and looking for the dehaze as well. So I'm just going to get all these panels open, just so then I can see what I may want to adjust. There we go. Right then. So I'm just going to drop the contrast a little bit as well, because we don't want it too strong. Brightness, I may even drop the highlights just to get a bit more of this flower appearing here. Shadows I'm going to bring up. I kind of want this, I don't want to say flat, but I kind of want this very, very soft looking. So we'll just keep on going there. I'll show you quickly, get it where I want it to be, which is there as well. And the whites, let's see what the whites do now. So best as always, if ever you're unsure of what something's going to do, bring it down one way and then up another, and then see how you find it there. Lucy, have you got any other questions at all?
I can't see.
Okay, do you want to come in? Come on in.
Because you've got the mouse.
Oh, of course I've got the mouse.
You've got the control.
Ah, see, we're learning with this live. Let's see if we've got any other questions.
Yeah, move the whole thing up.
Sorry?
The whole box. You have to move.
You know what to do.
Grab the towel.
Yeah, we'll have a look at some questions. Ah, there we go. Single flower looks really good. Cool, thank you. Thank you, Will. Just had a look. I like it. Perfect. Right, so if we're all happy with that, let's try and put a few of our presets on. So let's put our skin retouching one on. Okay, I think that's a little bit too much. Let's just try the other. Yeah, there we go. Nice and soft. So at face that with just 2 lights. I thought we'd need a lot more to kind of give.
2 massive lights.
Yeah, 2 massive lights, yes. But I kind of thought, yeah, we would. Have we got a white fan by any chance? We haven't, have we? No. Okay. So, I quite like this. I just wouldn't mind fixing a couple of stray hairs there as well. Let's just get that up. Fix that actually there. I think we should do some close-up portraits too, like maybe the flowers a little bit closer to us to get some shallow depth of field looks. One thing I wouldn't mind being interested in seeing is the makeup. And just seeing if maybe there's a preset that might also suit this as well. So yeah, so Chick looks quite good. Let's try sheer.
So did I not have to do my makeup this morning? Is that
Well,
just put
you
it
did,
off?
but these tools, like, instead of us doing dodge and burn to bring it out more, it lifts it as well. Like, you can manually do it as well, but I just kind of thought let's see what a preset had. So yeah, really, really pleased with that. It's a style we don't normally do here as well. So I think this was actually your idea, Hannah. This was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if ever you do shoots, also ask models and makeup artists for ideas too, because this is a whole new style and look for us. So Yeah, I'm glad we've actually done this. So, questions. If I wanted to create a haze over the delicious shot, could you do that in Evoto? Yes, you can. I'm just trying to find the tool, which is not a good advert for that, but it is here somewhere because I have used it in the past. So, let's try and find it. But I've already desaturated it a little bit. Let's try and find the dehaze tool. Let me check. It's not in any. No, it's not. It's not going to be in that. Do you know what, Laura? I can't find it. But there is a dehaze tool. If someone can find it for me, that'd be amazing. But yes, there is a dehaze tool, which, to be honest, the desaturating the image has actually done it for me. It's also lifting up the shadows and dropping the whites and the highlights. I probably wouldn't add a dehaze to this now, but if I was doing it like with just one tool, I would actually go there and do that, but I'm a little bit embarrassed I can't actually find it. So yeah, someone can actually find it, that'd be amazing. I think we should try some more headshot ones. Are you laughing at me?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Also, what does this filter do? Yeah, so that's softened it even more. Actually, I quite like this PO3. Kind of got some warm tones, but kind of fits the vibe as well with the look we're after. Let's just try. Yeah, I quite like that. Because when you look at her style of photography, there is slightly like a cold hint to it. So I think that is perfect for what I'm trying to do. How do you emphasise the cheekbones in Evoto? So, oh no, here we go.
Just choose your words correctly.
Yeah, Hannah's saying if I'm going to do this, I've got to choose my my words. Right, so you're going to facial reshape, and I'm a little bit worried now. So you're going into facial reshape, and you've got cheeks, which are jaw. So let's just bring that in. So let's just zoom in, see what that's going to do. Then we've got cheeks. Is not doing a great difference there.
I think my hair is covering.
Yeah, it's putting it in there, just on this side here. Let's do jaw. There we go, bringing that in a little bit as well. Yeah, so you'd be using the cheekbones and jaw tools. Perfect. Okay, so I hope that has answered that. But yes, yeah, sadly, I do torment Hannah quite a bit with these tools when we are doing other videos. So yeah, we always have to be careful now. Right, should we do some close-up portraits then?
Yeah.
So I'm going to swap over to my 70 to 200 just so I can get closer to Hannah without my 24 to 70 being in her face like this. I can just be a little bit further back. And then, yeah, there won't be any changes to the lighting, but what we might try and do is do a really soft clamshell lighting at the end to just see if we get sort of a fashion look, more of a beauty look, and try and keep it really simple for you. So, Chris, all yours now. Right, so let's quickly change this over. Let's swap both of these cameras over. And Lucy, any other questions whilst we're doing this?
Not as yet.
No, okay. So that's all right. So I just like to keep my sensors covered. So I'm just swapping over the lenses there. You know, I am going to put this back in place, but I will shoot way closer. You okay?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah, you can see the difference now. There we go. So just going to get some really nice soft looks there. Lucy, is it okay if you could go back to the previous shot I just did and just check that it was applying the previous preset? So yes, if we go into camera now, which is that one there. Yep. And then you're going to go down to preset at the very bottom where it says no effects, and then just put. Oh, we didn't save it. Right, let's save it, and then we can then apply it. So let's save this one, and what I'll do, I'll give you the code for this one too. So where is it? Here. I'm going to 5 this as well, so then we can edit it later. So as we go back into here, save preset. I'm going to call it Elizabeth, when I can spell. Oh no. Messenger. I'm going to call it 1 just in case we do create another one. Cool. And what I will do, I'll drop these presets in the description after the live tomorrow, and then you can download them and add them to your catalogue. So we've actually got this filter on. So yeah, I quite like that filter. So all the photos now will now have that applied. Cool. So if anyone's got any questions, fire away. I'll grab a couple of photos. So there we go. So I'm just going to shoot just literally the flower in. This headshot here. Lovely look there. Ah, perfect. Do you know what? I really love it with the hands in. Really love it. There we go. Let's have a look at those. Fantastic. Fantastic. So let's have a look at a few of these results. Yeah, really loving that. That's perfect with Hannah looking to the side as well. Yeah, those are coming out really nicely. Yeah, Lucy, any questions? There we go. I'm just going to have a few. Look at them. Yeah. Yeah, really like. I really like you looking down as well. Do you know what? That was lovely. Just how you were going to have the flower in your hand. You looked like you was about to cut the top of the flower. It looked really, really nice. There we go. So, right, shall we try a bunch now, just to see if we can get. The only thing I'm worried about having a bunch of flowers is it going to look bigger than Hannah? So let's just see how we can do this nicely. Okay, I think the bunch is too big, so I think we should go for a different set of flowers. So, the other thing in pseudos is there's always wires, so you've got to watch where you're standing. So I think we should go for some more delicate ones like some of these. These are quite similar to those, so I'll put these down there, but see what else we got. Do you know what? We might go for a bit of blue as well. Might go for a little bit of blue. So we'll try those, and then try these after. So I'm going to pop them down there. We'll see how these go. Let's see if we are preferring this. I think already I might be actually preferring these. That top one is just covering your mouth a little bit. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Perfect. Yeah.
I have an error sign.
I have an error sign.
YouTube's not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming.
And such viewers may experience buffering. Okay. Okay, no worries. Okay, that is fine. So yeah, it's gone now. Yeah. Perfect. I'm quite liking that. I just feel like this top flower is getting a little bit lost. Just up there. Could we try them where they're leaning the other way so they're more towards our fill light than our main lights to see if that looks any different. There we go. So that looks. I'm really liking that look. So we'll just see how those are coming out. Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what? Should we try this? Just a more smaller
Instead of
those. I just feel with this style, the flowers sort of take over a little bit. I don't know how everyone else feels about that. It just seems to just get a little bit lost. And kind of think as it's blue, it's going to contrast against the red pattern on Hannah's dress and just kind of separate it a little bit. There we go. So let's have a look at those. Those there. I'm preferring actually that's perfect. Just how you had your head rested. So it's always after the photos you then find the perfect pose. So let's have a look at those as well. Right, yeah. Yeah, liking those as well. So I think we should finish this off with a very simple clamshell lighting beauty look.
Okay.
Just to kind of go with that. Has anyone got any questions about this lighting setup before we change? And the battery's gone on this as well. On the tethering. Oh my god, we're going to have to re-tether.
No other questions.
No other questions, alrighty then. Right then, Hannah, would you like to have a little break for a second?
Okay.
So I'm going to keep this reflect here because it gives a lovely round effect. So it's going to spread the light quite a bit here. But what I am going to do, I'm going to attach this onto the boom arm and then try and have it where we've just got a narrow gap shooting through, but there's a lot of light filling forward towards Hannah to kind of give that soft look again. So I let you out.
Yeah, let me.
There we go. Has anyone actually put their email addresses in to get the 33 credits yet? Lucy, do you know? Has anyone written it in the comments?
No. No.
Just to try and get most of this. There we go. We'll bring this round. And we'll go much higher with this. Okay, that is not much gap for me to use. So what we'll do, this down more. Okay, perfect. So it looks like we're going to block off everything. We're going to have this pointing right down towards Hannah, hitting this reflector. We're going to try and get Hannah as close to the white back as possible. I'm not going to change any of the camera settings. We're only going to be shooting from like the waist upwards and kind of get some more beauty shots in that style, especially with the preset we have made and the settings we have applied. There we go, perfect. Let's just have a quick look. Okay, let's just have a quick little look. Oh, it's not tethered. Would you mind restarting the tether for us? Because I had to change the battery. Hopefully now this should be really quick. Now that I've said it.
Oh, Laura has put her email address in.
Oh, perfect. Well done, Laura. So you should get your free credits
Maybe
very
they're
soon.
Here somewhere else.
Sorry?
Oh,
No, okay, so that's not wanting to go in. I will say this normally doesn't happen with the tethering. So we're just waiting for that to reconnect. So it's my cable, not the software. It is. That's very odd. Normally it does it first time, and I'll just put the cable back in. Normally you go on and off when you've got a fully charged battery, it'll go straight in, but for some reason tonight, I don't know why, it just seems to be struggling to tether. We did shoots earlier today and other events and it's worked like that. So it's quite strange it's now doing that. It might be because we're live streaming, there's a lot going on with the computers, but normally that hasn't been an issue, so you're going to keep keep testing everything, and then once it reconnects, we can do that. But if you've enjoyed this live, please let us know, because we would also love to do more of these too. And thank you to Evoto massively for sponsoring these videos. Okay, so I keep turning it off and on to then do it. Worst case scenario, if it works on the other camera better, then I'll swap it over there. But Hannah's enjoying a nice break. Actually, have you got anything to put your hair up, just by any chance?
Yeah.
Yeah, if that's all right. Just so then we have a completely different look. Just whilst we're sorting this out, we can then do that. Just want to check I haven't pulled it out here. No. That's really weird. I think it's because we're live streaming as well as tethering. Because even though we did a test, I think now that we've got everything going on, I just don't know whether it is struggling picking it up. Oh, if you wouldn't mind clicking that again. It's just very, very weird doing that.
Should I keep trying?
Yeah. I'm just trying something else now. Okay. Might have to try this on our other camera. It's a bit annoying, it's got the 24-70 on, but we'll just try that. If this works first time, then okay. Oh yeah, wouldn't mind trying it now.
Someone's commented, yes, I really enjoyed this live stream. Well done.
Who was that?
Nira?
Yeah. Nira's also been to the studio, so he also knows what our event's like. Thank you so much for joining us. Right, okay, so it's not a camera thing, it's a cable thing. It is. Everything's all connected because all we did was change the battery. So this is what it's really like on a photo shoot. There's always things that go wrong in terms of things not connecting, lights failing or things like that. So as much as we would love this to go a little bit smoother, this is what a shoot's like. Things always happen, little minor problems happen, and we just got to keep calm, because if we didn't know Hannah and this was the first time shooting, we can't panic, we can't stress out about it. We've got to look at the problem and break it down and try and find out where the problem is, and then try and fix it where we can. So I basically just want to finish off just with a few clamshell shots, and then literally we can do that.
Oh, an improvement that could be made is having a remote mic so that we can hear you at the same level all the time.
Oh, okay. Do you know what? Chris has literally given me one. We need to test it for the next stream. But yes, we're already working on that as well.
Oh, and James agrees about the mic.
Yeah. Okay, I think we're going to try one last time with this. If not, I'm going to pop a card in my camera and then I'm going to import them into Evoto afterwards.
Oh, it's bang on 9 o'clock.
Yeah. So yeah, we've literally done really, really well tonight. Right, one last go, and then I've just turned it back on. Okay. For some reason, it's not doing it, and I think it's either the cable, but that was working before, so I think it's because we've got so much running to do this. So what I'm going to do, guys, if you don't mind, I'm going to pop a card in, and then what I'm going to do is import them into Evoto straight off the card. Okay, so I'm going to just go in and grab Hannah back. Would you mind grabbing Hannah, and then we will finish off with this. I'm really sorry guys about that, but that's why we also have backup options of how we're going to also do this. So we're just going to grab Hannah, who's just putting her hair up, and then we'll finish this with a couple of clamshell shots, and then we're done. You alright?
Yeah.
Cool,
It's
perfect.
difficult with my mirror.
Sorry?
Intentional mirror.
Oh, the mirror's all, it's your favourite mirror. There we go. Cool. Okay. So I know you're not going to see this just as I shoot them, but they are coming out. Yeah, really soft and great there. Perfect. Perfect. And what I'm looking for is just a wonderful catch light in those eyes, which clamshell light is famous for. And you know what? We'll have a look at those photos now, and we can just do a final review of a photo from this photo shoot. Hannah, thank you so much. I know it is 9 o'clock, so thank you for doing those photos for us.
Thank you.
All right, and I will put Hannah's details in the description too, if you want to follow her on Instagram. But we're going to look at these images very, very quickly and just finish off this session. So, maybe you do have a camera card like this. You can pop it into here, pop it in, and then what we're going to do, we will bring those in. Ooh. Find a window. Great, now Evoto went. There we go. What we're going to do is find those photos very, very quickly, and we'll pop those in. I think these are them. Okay. Right, so literally you can drag and drop them in. We just have a final look at these now. So we're just importing. We can just apply that preset we did, which is here. We're just going to copy it, and we can just finish off where I quite like this one where Hannah was looking off camera here. Apply it there. So it only takes a couple of seconds to actually apply it, and there we go. We got our final image. Actually, Hannah, do you want to join us?
I'm having a little nose.
You're having a little nose, but you don't want to be seen having a little nose. So why don't we have a quick look just at a few others. That one's a really, really nice one as well. Yeah, really like that. I really like the negative space here. So yeah, and again, that's only taken us.
That bit of hair there.
I will do. I will go into Photoshop and fix that. I will. But in terms of editing and just getting a 90% hit there, I would have said that's a really great start. All the skin retouch done. We just go into Photoshop and just fix this bit of hair here, and that would be a perfect image. So guys, I want to say a massive thank you to you all for watching. It's been amazing. You guys spending 2 hours doing this.
One last question.
Oh, one last question. Oh, have we got any last questions? Someone's asking about OBS now. Yeah, OBS. Yeah. So it's how you do live streaming. Bit off topic now. You use a program called OBS, and you can then stream live. We're also learning how to actually do it. And the more you guys can suggest ideas to improve these streams, we will do that. We've already got remote mics here. Actually, Chris, would you mind passing me it just so I can prove I've already got it? Yeah. So Chris kindly has managed to find one. So we just literally, today we're going to do it how we'd work. So the next live stream we're going to get this working, and then we can then fix that issue too. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. It's been amazing. Thank you massively to Evoto for sponsoring us and letting us use their software as well to edit these images. Lucy and Chris, thank you so much for also assisting me on this. I know they're a little bit camera shy, so I won't force them in. And guys, if you do write your Evoto email address into the comments, we will get Evoto to send over those 30 free credits for you, and then you can try out all this software for yourself, and hopefully you'll have better luck with the tethering than me tonight. But normally I can promise you it tethers up like that. I think it's just because we had so much going on with the computers. It may have just been lagging a little bit there. But thank you so much for watching. I know this has been 2 hours, and we have really enjoyed doing it and answering your questions. So we want to try and do this more often, and hopefully we will see you all there. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you do. We've got another video launching on Monday, which is from a gold mylar video we have done with Hannah too, and we're also going to be filming some more videos very soon too, and that's all thanks to you guys watching and Evoto sponsoring us. So thank you all again for watching, and I'll see you all very soon. There we go.